Go. Rubber the hands. Rubber the hands. How warm is this? Here we go. First ball out. We'll play at home. The first name is Ajax. Ajax at home first. That's quite good because if you play in Ajax, you want to be at home second leg. So Ajax probably going out. This is where you want Manchester United to come out. But if you believe the league to draw, it will be Liverpool. It will be Liverpool if it's Ajax. Let's see. I would love this to be Manchester United. I would love it to be Manchester United. I'd get a bet it's Liverpool or Man City. Juventus. Ajax versus Juventus, which was not part of any of the leaks, was it? Juventus didn't get Ajax. It was Liverpool who got Ajax. So the leaks draw is not correct. But, of course, that means we're definitely going to get an English game, aren't we? We're definitely getting an English game. I wanted United to come out there. So Ajax versus Juventus is first. Liverpool are out first. Ooh. Here we go. So Ajax Juventus confirmed. Ajax will play first leg at home. Here is the second quarter-final, and it's Liverpool. Semi-finals will be drawn afterwards. So Liverpool will be home first game and a second game away. Porto, fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, bog off. That's a joke. Oh, bog off. This is shit for United then. We're going to get Barcelona or City, aren't we? Oh, for God's sake. Jammy Scousers again. Tottenham. If this is Barcelona, we need this. We need this. We need Tottenham. We need to come out the draw now. Because I tell you what, Liverpool's title hopes at the moment are bang on. Porto and City are going to get a tough tie. It's a Manchester club. It's City. Bog off. We've got Barcelona. We've got Barcelona. Bloody hell. Barcelona for Manchester United. To be honest with you, I'm happy it's not City. I'd rather not get City. So I'm not unhappy about that. FC Barcelona for United will play at home first, which means we're moving. We can't play away. We've got to move. So we'll be playing home first. Because City are at home second, so we can't be at home second, so we're going to get moved. So Barcelona have got a plum draw there. Manchester United versus Barcelona and City versus Spurs, Liverpool, Porto, Juventus, Ajax. So Manchester United will play home first. Barcelona play second, which is a bit of a pain that, because that would have been that's a bit of a pain, that is, because we would have had the Old Trafford leg at home second, but because of this stupid bloody Man City invention 10 years ago, we can't do that. They've got to play before us. We took down Paris. We can do this, as Zachary Purvis. I'm happy to be in the draw. I'm happy to be in the draw. Barcelona is the hardest draw with Man City. So let's have a look at the semi-finals. Who you'd get in the semi-final. So winners of quarter-final 3, which is Man City and Spurs. I hope to get Liverpool. You can guarantee it'll be quarter-final 4. They're just drawing the semi-finals here, and then we'll talk about this draw. But remember to subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. We're off to Barcelona United. So that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting from a Champions League point of view. City and Spurs will play Juventus or Ajax, which means Liverpool, although they've got an easy draw, they're going to have a semi-final against Barcelona or United. For United, we've got a bob hope of winning the bloody... Well, there's always hope, but... second leg would be at Anfield if United and Liverpool win the quarterfinals, by the way. So there we have it. Well, I think we knew there was going to be a lot of excitement about this draw. I said before the draw, I wanted Porto. Obviously, Ajax would have been okay. Spurs. The two teams I really didn't want were Man City and Barcelona. We got Barcelona. I'd rather get Barcelona than Man City because ultimately I think Man City, I want them to win the league. I don't want Liverpool to win it. So avoiding Man City helps them. Us getting Barcelona doesn't help us. We'll have to play Barcelona at Old Trafford in the first leg, second leg in the Nou Camp. We of course will be the underdogs. I can take that and embrace it. I don't think that it's the end of the world. I don't think it's over. I think it's a very, very exciting thing. I would almost treat this as a bonus for Manchester United. We didn't expect when Mourinho was drawing against PSG to get through PSG. Ollie come in, rejuvenated our season. We got a miracle, well, I wouldn't even call it a miracle. We got a very good result in Paris. We got through, and that has allowed us to now have a game against Barcelona, which no United fan will moan about because we would have took this any day of the week before that game against PSG in Paris. So we are the underdogs. Barcelona I'm very impressed with. I think they're a very, very good team. But I watched Barcelona play against Spurs in the group stage, and they are a good side, but I don't think that they're unbeatable. Our defence is what concerns me against Barcelona because they've got Messi and they've got Suarez and they've got good attackers, and I think defensively United, that's our weakness. But I think our midfield can match them, and I think our forwards can cause them a problem. A lot of it's going to come down to whether United can keep players fit, whether United players are in good form. If we go there with our best team, I think we can give a good account of ourselves. The amazing thing is, if we do beat Barcelona, we're probably playing Liverpool in the semi-finals, and that again would be very hard. So United are going to have to do it the hard way. A very, very hard way. United versus Juventus in the final, I can see it coming, says Sebastian Anderson. We'd have to beat Barcelona and Liverpool to get there, I think. I think Liverpool getting Porto is a good draw for Liverpool. I think Man City getting Spurs is a good draw for City. A lot of people are saying that Liverpool have got a really good draw against Porto, but Man City haven't got to travel, and they're playing Spurs, who are a good team, but I think City will beat Spurs, and they haven't got to travel for it. So yeah, Liverpool have got the best draw because they've got Porto, but I think City-Spurs isn't a terrible draw for them. Juventus-Ajax, I think, is a very interesting game. United-Barcelona, the history, the fact that it's United and Barcelona, that is the plum draw of the tie. Really, really excited about it. I think that if you spin it the other way, if Liverpool had got Barcelona, that would have been the tie that you were like, ooh, can't wait to see that. I think a lot of people will be wanting to watch United-Barcelona. And you know what? I always think turn it into a positive. Turn it into a positive that Manchester United are going to have the eyes of the world on us playing against Barcelona and Messi. And if you're looking to sign players in the summer, what better way to do that than to promote the brand Manchester United? And that's what we will have an opportunity to do. And this also is a chance for Paul Pogba to look at where are United in the world of football? It's very hard to know where we are at the moment because we're not in a Premier League race because we're only playing half a season. But going against Barcelona in the Nou Camp and playing them at Old Trafford, how far away are Manchester United from being one of the best teams in Europe? And that is what we're going to see in this. So obviously the initial reaction to the draw is like, God, we've got one of the teams that we probably didn't want to get. But now that it's done, you think, you know what? It's a bonus game. I didn't expect us to be in this tournament at this stage. So, of course, Barcelona. I mean, Flex and Josh, they're off to Barcelona and they're doing the fan cams. Fantastic. We've got a good history at the new camp. 20 years on from winning the title there. Can we go and knock Barcelona out there? So, yeah, bring it on. Both teams, we won the Champions League. Both times we won the Champions League, we had to beat Barcelona, says Newton Heath. And are the semi-finals not drawn? Yes, they have been. Kaz Ranat. So if Manchester United beat Barcelona, they will play the winner of Liverpool-Porto. And if Man City beat Spurs, they will play the winner of Juventus-Ajax. So the draw has been made for the semi-finals as well. Flex is off for a bit of sunshine in Barcelona, says Midfield General. Yeah, he's getting brilliant places this year. Same feeling as the PSG draw. Let's have a go, says Nathan Brown. Suarez still unfinished business with Manchester United, says Jay Boo on. There'll be a bit of booing, but we need to be a bit careful for that. Never say never, says Mad Marcus. Exactly. Mark, I think it's better to get Barcelona than Juve or City, says Milan. 100% agree with that. I did not want Man City. I did not want to play Man City because I think that would derail their title hopes. And I think that you look at the City and Liverpool draws, it doesn't really make a big distance. Matic should play in this game. We need a CDM that can bite, says Bonga. And, did I just see that? Suarez is a con artist. Hope Smalling fixes his shirt-pulling habits. Look, I remember watching Manchester United play Barcelona in 2008 in the semi-final. It was 0-0 and 1-0. And it was probably one of the most nervy games ever. You had diving, you had, thin margins. And Paul Scholes scored that goal. And then we went and won in Moscow against Chelsea. Look, my expectation for this season for Manchester United is not to win the Champions League. I don't expect it. We're in bonus territory. I thought we'd get knocked out by PSG. We've got through. We're now going to get a treat. We're now getting to see our club, Manchester United, that's on a rebuild up against one of the best teams in the world. So we're going to get that privilege. We're going to get that treat. Bring it on. Bring it on. Really looking forward to it. We've got nearly 10,000 people watching, so I'm going to stay live, taking your comments for a bit more. Smash a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. Imagine if we win the Champions League with Ollie as manager. I would cry, says Sebastian Anderson. It's a long way off, Sebastian, but it's not an impossible dream. Dembele is going to murder our defence, says somebody. But why? And that's from Isaac. But why are we worried about Dembele? We've got Martial. We've got Rashford. We've got Lingard, we've got Pogba, we've got Herrera. If these players are fit, we've got a very, very good front six. I'm not worried about. I don't think we're going to get embarrassed in these games. I don't. I think we can go out there and we can give a good account of ourselves, and who knows what happens. Liverpool did get it easy, says Beat Master 578. I predicted that Liverpool or Man City would get Porto, and lo and behold, they did. The defence is where I would be worried as well. United Army, I think. It's defensively that concerns me. But this could be, you know what? There's this talk that we're not going to sign a centre-back. Well, let's find out if we need a centre-back, because if we lose that game because of poor defending, then it just highlights the fact that we need to invest in the defence, doesn't it? Is it a treat if we get battered, though? Oh, I think that's very defeatist, pardon the pun. I mean, look, Barcelona are a good football team. Would you rather not play them because you might get stuffed, or would you just take your chances and go, look, let's treat it for what it is. This is what we love football for. Why can't City play away instead of us? So that's a good point from Jacob. So the way the draw went, Man City were drawn at home first leg. Were they drawn at home? No. Man City were drawn away first leg against Spurs and home second leg against Spurs. We were drawn away first leg against Barcelona and home second leg against Barcelona, but that's now been switched. We will play away second leg, so that you cannot have Manchester clubs playing at home in the Champions League or at any time on the same day or consecutive days. The way they've done that, and they said before the draw, is because Man City finished higher than us in the league, they get preferential treatment, so we've had to move our tie. So we were actually drawn to play Barcelona in the Nou Camp first leg and Old Trafford second leg, which would have been advantageous to us, but they've switched it the other way around, which makes it harder because Man City get the preference. Personally, I think UEFA should look at it and go, Man City are a bunch of cheats. They were only invented 10 years ago, and they are where they are because of oil money. They can play away second leg, but, such is life. Liverpool versus Juventus final, says Daniel Whittle. It could be. Playing away second is good, says Kareta Janga. Sometimes it is, to be fair. Our defence is shaky, but so is Barcelona, says Queen in the North. We get nothing to lose. Bring on Barcelona, says Brian Linikel. Manchester United versus Ajax final, says Amit. Oh, I'd love that. I'd prefer Juve, says Master on At least we get a good away game for our fans and not stuck in England, says Luke Peter Ashworth. If we can keep Messi quiet, we can win 100%, says Darren Carr. Away second leg is better, trust me. Look what happened in Paris, says Baron Death. I mean, there is an advantage about being away from home that seems to have developed more in recent years, and that's that if you're away second leg, it can sort of force the team to that you're playing to go on the defensive because they're worried about away goals, and then if it's an open game, it can really cause you problems. So yeah, interested to see with that how it will go. But look, very, very, very pleased with that draw. I've got to be honest with you. I'm very, very pleased with it. It's pretty much probably not the draw that we wanted, let's be honest. But in the grand scheme of things, it could have been worse. I think Man City would have been a worse draw for us. And I think we've got to look at it from the point of view that this, for Manchester United, is what we wanted. We wanted to be in this stage. I'm really worried about Messi and Suarez. Thoughts, says Son Goku EN97. Does anybody actually know, just while we're live, when these games are going to be played? Because my theory is that it sandwiches. Is there a 2-week gap or is it a 1-week gap? Let's have a quick look at this, because this is significant. This is where you look at the draw now and you go, how does this impact on our top 4 hopes? Because it's massive. It's absolutely massive for Manchester United. They've not actually put it. They've not updated it when it is. I don't know. This is annoying. Champions League quarter final dates. Let's have a look. I've got them now. So yeah, it's the 9th and the 16th. Or, yeah, but I know what week it is now. So the 9th and the 16th. So we will play. It's not too bad for United then. So we will play Barcelona after the FA Cup semi-final, if we get there. And then we'll have West Ham at home in between. And then after that, you've got Everton away. So it's the Everton away game is going to be tough after the Barcelona second leg, but the game sandwiching it is West Ham, so that's not too bad. We will always get tough draws this season. Says John G, and Capone says if Girona can beat Barca, we can. I wanted Barca. There you go. If Arsenal won the Europa League and got 5th place and we got 4th, would we still get in the Champions League, or will Arsenal take our place? The Europa League Champions League spot is exclusive to the Europa League. It's nothing to do with top 4 in England. So it shouldn't be. But yeah, just to confirm there, Manchester United will play Barcelona in the quarterfinals, and the league game that we've got in between it, because it's played over a week. It's not like a 3-week gap like we've just had. You play the one leg, then we've got West Ham at home, and then we play the second leg in midweek. So it's over within a week. So West Ham is the game at home in between that. So that's fine, because it could have been, it could have been later, it could have been early, it could have been Everton away. So that's not too bad. Hello, Mark from the USA, says AV. Beating Barca over 2 legs is a tough ask, Mark, says Lee Williams. Look, you know what, though? I can't be a hypocrite. What did I say? What did many of you lot say when we got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager? I want him to be tested. He's going to get the job now anyway. And the tests, I think he's sort of jumped those. But I want him to be tested, and this is another test for him, a massive test for him. So it would have been nice to get Porto, but are Porto totally crap? Probably not. Will Liverpool beat them? I think they will. But you know what? Look at it from Liverpool's point of view. You've got Salah before the Bayern game saying, "I'm willing to sacrifice my Champions League dream to win the Premier League." Well, Liverpool are definitely going to get through Porto, so that's another 4 games they've got to play in Europe whilst trying to win the league as well. They might have to, you know, that's tough for them now, isn't it? You know, Liverpool could have been out against Bayern playing 1 game a week. They're now going to play at least 4 Champions League games, which is what Man City will probably do as well. So it's a level playing field for the title. We'll see what happens in the Amadale Cup. But the league is some... I still think that what I would say, and I said it before, and I don't know what you lot think, beating Barcelona is going to be very difficult. We can do it. But even if we beat Barcelona, you've then got to beat Liverpool, which is going to be very difficult. But we can do it. That's 4 huge games. 4 of the difficult games, most difficult games of our season, just to get to the final to win the Champions League, where you could be playing Juventus or Man City. So to win the Champions League is going to be extremely hard. What's the priority this season? Top 4. Surely that's the priority. That was the priority when Ollie took over. It was almost an impossible dream. The FA Cup's the lowest priority. Doesn't mean we need to get knocked out. The Champions League is going to be a huge battle just to get to the final, just to get to the semi-final. And then you've got to win it to get in the Champions League next year. We must still make sure we get top 4. And that, to me, is still the priority. So it's Messi, Lingard versus that other guy, says Just Kicks. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Messi did us in 2009 and 2011, says Gunter. And Mark, it could be Porto in the semis, says Alan Cow. I'll be stunned if it is. It's what we want, Mark, says Moada. And Loserpool, King of the Pop Battle. After Wolves in the league, says AP Rocker. No, I think you're looking at it wrong. We're playing Wolves midweek, AP Rocker. Then there's a weekend, and then there's another midweek, which is where we play Barcelona. So we don't actually have a game on the weekend before we play Barcelona at the moment, which would give us a week's rest before, unless we win against Wolves tomorrow, and then that'll be an FA Cup semi-final. So we've got a weekend off before the Barcelona game, but that's because that's FA Cup semi-final weekend. Barcelona are killers at home. They killed Lyon 5-1. And can someone confirm, are we at home first? We're not, Jamel. We were drawn to be... Yeah, we are at home first. We were drawn to be at home second leg, but because Man City are at home second leg, we've had to move our tie. So that's happened with that. Mike Smalling and Phil Jones masterclass, says Quatastrophe. The only thing I would say about Barcelona, very, very, very good footballing team, yes, but not massively pacey. Not massively pacey. So I wouldn't concern myself too much about that. I mean, we are up against the world's best player in Lionel Messi, of course. So I'm not going to deny that, but let's see how we get on. I think it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And as I said, I can't help but be excited about it. And I think most Manchester United fans would feel the same. You can't help but be excited. Huge game. Bring it on. What's my prediction? Very early days, Pranish, because I think a lot of it depends on. A lot of it really depends on. Let me just sort something out. This is getting my tits now. My prediction is that it's irrelevant what my prediction is because we don't know who's going to be fit. I said when the draw was made that we need our players fit. We're going to need Herrera, Matic and Pogba in the midfield. We're probably going to need Fred as well. We're going to need Martial and Rashford and Lingard fit. We're going to need Luke Shaw fit. We're going to need Lindelof fit. We're going to have to play Barcelona with our best team. There is a podcast today, Bradley. In fact, it's going to be coming up very soon. It's at midday on my channel, Mark Goldbridge, so you can join me over there in a moment or two. But we've still got a little bit to talk about. Screw the FA Cup. Let's get top 4 and try to beat Barcelona, says Ollie's at the wheel. Well, look, tomorrow night's going to be a very difficult game for Manchester United in the Cup. I want to win, because then you're one game away from a final that's at the end of the season anyway. So if we were to lose to Wolves tomorrow, it's not the end of the world because we've got bigger fish to fry, but it's there to be won in front of us, isn't it? And United will try and win it. So let's go for it. We need everyone to be fit, says Amdi. Exactly. Bloody hell, what a busy day, says Tyrone Williams. It is a busy day. I'm feeling tired already. What is the point of hoping for top 4 when you don't give your all in the Champions League, says Darth Vader. Yeah, I think this one gets thrown out quite a lot, but I think there's two sides to that argument. I think it's very simplistic to say, why are we focusing on top four when we're actually in the Champions League? And I do agree to it with a certain extent, but I also think that's simplistic because you're not looking at the big picture. Of course, if you're Barcelona and you are in the situation Barcelona are in now, or Man City, and you're fighting for top four, you're fighting for the Champions League, you're probably going to prioritise the Champions League because your team's ready. But I think with Manchester United, we all know that we're exceeding expectations with a manager who hasn't really got the squad he wants, who took over a mess, who was 11 points off top four, has now got us into a top four race. I think the most important thing for United next season is to be in the Champions League next season and have the summer that Solskjaer will get to buy and sell the players that he wants. What's the point in not getting top four, putting everything into the Champions League, unluckily losing a final or a semi-final, and then ending up in the Europa League next season? I think it's about patience. I think it's about a build for me. And I think that the priority still has to be the league, because we might not win the Champions League. That's, we might not win it. But as long as we're in it next year, Ollie can actually build his team next year and have a proper go at it next year. I think we should have a go this year, and we will have a go. But you're asking me, should we rest players against West Ham at home and Everton away to focus on the Champions League? No. You've got to keep the priorities the same. We're not going to it's not like we're not going to try and beat Barcelona, because we will. But we must also firmly stay on track with the Premier League, because that will get us in the top four. They have to be the big... they have to be the big games. Of course they do. Barca are not the 2009 team, says Notorious Nerd. No, look, Barcelona last season got knocked out by Roma. I've said all season that my favourites for the Champions League, and remain the favourites, are Manchester City. Then Barcelona, and then I think, who? I think Man City and Barcelona are the favourites for this Champions League. So, if we... But I also think Barcelona are capable of slipping up. Now, whether that's us who slips them up or not, I don't know. But let's see how it goes. What do you think? Who do you think will be the key player in this tie? Says Yaya. I think, the player that keeps coming into my mind, and I'll throw it to the live comments. Who is the Manchester United player that comes to your mind in this Barcelona game? Obviously for Barcelona it's Messi, but who's the player for Manchester United that you think can be the key player? Just Kicks 07, it's going to be a tough run of games, but let's be real, this is what we as United fans love always. Remember, we weren't expected to be this far, bring it on. Pogba is the player that comes to mind for me. I don't think he's leaving Manchester United, but even if these rumours of Real Madrid or Barcelona or anybody are true, what a platform for Paul Pogba to go and expose to the world what a top world-class player he is. I think for me, Pogba is key in this game, and I think Pogba is the man that can step up to the plate against Messi. I think Rashford, Martial, other players, Herrera can be key, but Pogba's the one that for me I think can really grab hold of this game. It's a big game for De Gea as well. Doesn't always play in goal for Spain, isn't always fancied by the Spanish fans. So massive game for him. Big game for Ander Herrera as well. Anshul, you're right. Spanish himself. Big game for him. There are players there that really can step up to the plate and do the business for Manchester United, and I really hope that they will do, because we're facing a huge game, and I hope that we can do it. I wouldn't say I'm overly confident. I just think it's a bit like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said in his press conference. Bring it on, 100%. Bring it on. Don't forget, Barca were also beaten by Roma last year. Exactly, I've just said that, Yazza. I did say that. And Scott Campbell says, Mark, greetings from Australia. I found United stand this year and I've been a United fan for over 25 years. I'm loving the journey with you, Flex, and the fans. Glory, bring on Barcelona. Well, remember, the United stand, we've been everywhere with the Champions League doing the fan cams. So we will be there again in Barcelona. Looking forward to that, watch-alongs, everything. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. I did the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference this morning. It feels a long time ago now. It was only a couple of hours ago. So make sure you give that a watch. The link is in the video description for that. Do give that a watch. And I'm back again at 8 o'clock tonight. So thanks everyone for watching the Champions League draw. Very, very, very excited by it. Can't wait for it, in fact. And look, we've had a very horrible day today in the world because of what's happened in Christchurch. I do my podcast at midday on my channel, Mark Goldbridge. It's live. We'll be talking about that. I'll also be talking about the Madeleine McCann documentary and my thoughts on that because a lot of people have asked me for it. So if you like a bit of live content with me, non-football related, controversial topics, Mark Goldbridge, the live stream is open for the comments. I'll be live there in 20 minutes time on the Mark Goldbridge podcast. But thanks everyone for watching. I'm back on here at 8 o'clock. Make sure you've subscribed if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Drop a like on the video and I'll see you on the podcast if you're going to join me. If not, join me tonight at 8 o'clock. Speak to you soon. Mark Goldbridge. Just search Mark Goldbridge podcast. You'll see it. Subscribe to it and I'll see you live at midday. See you soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.